The cops ain't gonna come over here over this stupid crap.
Wait, who?
Oh, the people that were around there. There's like a Mexican, like there sound like radios and fruits, vegetables right there.
Mexican? You know what? I'm triggered by the whole Mexican thing. If you know,
There was a bunch of Hispanic people there.
Hispanic.
That's
I
because
was.
that's all there was there.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna ask Jacob a question, then I'm gonna let $2 go. $2. I mean, not $2. Jacob, I know you listening because you've been actively listening for a while. Saying, how do you feel about what we're listening to? If you can pick up what she putting down, because we picking it up. How do you feel about
To be honest, I've told her before, stop trying to put your trust into all these men you try to talk to, and they're all talk about, oh yeah, I'll treat you better, I'll take your son out, I'll marry you, I'll buy you this house, when they ain't got no job, they got no car, they really don't got a lot of things going for themselves. I'm like, first you need to start asking the question of not, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with this guy and have fun with this guy. Or I like the way he makes me feel because yeah, it's good for in the beginning, but all that crap dies down after a while.
so you kind of saying like you kind of used to this?
I've been through situations where I will say it. My mom almost did lose her life by some guy John that tried put a needle in her arm and
Oh my God, Jacob, do not tell my story that I almost died. Like, come on now. Like, are you serious? That's my past. Leave my past alone. Please. I already was
yeah,
unalived. Okay,
I've been through a lot of
stop.
stuff.
Okay. You guys made all mistakes too. Stop bringing to my past,
Oh, we definitely
please.
have. We definitely have. But I
Like
think
we all go through things. You go through things. You've been through many bad relationships, Jacob, yourself.
But not like
But I still love you.
but this, you know that
And I'm
this affects him too, right? Because he, like I
No,
said,
I know that, and I'm trying to tell him the stuff that he does affects me too. If we all could think about that, I'm not trying to justify my stuff, but all in all, everybody has to realize we all go through stuff.
right?
yeah,
Okay,
but
two dollar.
that would
And I'm not gonna go through it no more. Can we just like move forward, make things better? What can we do
well
from
the
here
one thing
going
is
forward?
it's pretty much on this live, so we make sure this does not occur
Well,
again
I know that. I know that. I don't even know why it even
next thing you know,
became
I'm
on the
pretty sure a
line.
lot of people don't want to see on the news saying about what happened to so and so, how this happened and this
I agree
like
with
he
you.
could probably have killed you, and that's the one thing I did not want to find if your body
Unalive
is being
language.
let out.
Wait. Um.
I,
Okay. $2. What you gotta say before I drop you on your head?
First, I'd like to say that you look cute with that red wig. Hey, Jacob, I honestly would like to commend you for showing restraint because people don't play about their mamas, right? And I think if it was any other type of ethnicity, it would be a different situation. So I do applaud you for showing restraint. And I can tell that you really do love your mom. But now, God's daughter, I asked you, I was the one that hopped on the panel yesterday. And I asked you several times if you felt like you were in danger, and you never answered my question. So I would like for you to answer now. Did you feel like you were in danger at that moment?
Half and half. I felt like I was in danger, yes, and then the other half, no. But I just wanted to get home to my kid because I'm gonna be honest with you, I could have messed him up and knocked him out. I mean, I did that to my kid's dad when he put his hands on me, both of them. I've never fought a woman in my whole life, and I will never ever put a woman. And my first husband, the same thing too, you know. But all I wanted to do was go home, and he wasn't letting me go home. And I was not leaving there without my car. And my car, that's my car. I pay $375 a month for that car. That's my stuff. That's my property.
I gotta understand. I don't think that you really is digesting how you sound to us. You are
Okay, right
you're
now,
giving excuses
I'm
for
not
him, and it
giving, I'm
seems
not
as
giving,
if
I'm not giving excuses. I just want to be left alone with him and just go on with my life. I don't want to, I didn't even, I'm upset with myself for even going through this right now. You know what I mean? I'm
okay.
really
So
upset. upset with myself for doing this, for even putting myself in this predicament. I'm upset. I'm hurt with myself. You guys don't know when I'm going and I'm crying. I'm in my car by myself trying to like trying to like figure out like, what did you do, Rosalinda? Like, why, Rosalinda? I talk to myself like that daily. You know, I see my 14-year-old son laying next to him. That's my baby. You know, like I almost could have lost him, lost myself. You know, my son knows I've been through 17 car accidents. Yes, I almost had an overdose. I almost got unalive. Yes, that is true. I ain't got nothing to hide about my life.
So, because you were in those detrimental situations, when the question is asked, are you going to take him back? Why can you not say yes or no? Which is what your son is asking you.
I think the old Rosalinda would have, the Rosalinda back in the days, but the Rosalinda now that I'm older, I know my worth. I know my worth. I know what type of woman I am. I know what type of woman I can be.
Okay, I think
I just,
I don't think.
And I'm going
I'm
for
really
help. I'm going for help. I already signed myself up with where I'm going. I'm going to get the help that I need for myself to not be in situations like this anymore.
okay.
right. And
I think, and when I tell you I'm finding it. I'm finding it. I think you're not really convincing. You trying to convince yourself.
I'm not convincing myself. I'm telling you guys the truth, you know? And that's what's getting me upset because
No, I think you are trying to convince us, either us or yourself,
no, I
because
want you guys.
you keep saying that you know your worth. Respectfully, being in these traumatic situations for as long as you've been in them, you don't learn that from one day to the next. I know it takes time. So don't say that you know your work. You're going to. You're working through that, but in 3 days, you didn't completely know your worth. We other women of us have been there. It takes a long time to get to that place. I appreciate you trying, but I think it's not very convincing to us that you really want to change, because it's a yes or no answer and you keep going around it and you're making excuses as to why you won't set straight boundaries between you and him. Respectfully, I understand that. Like I said, a lot of people deal with trauma differently. It's not linear. It never is, and it's not going to be. And it's also not going to be easy because this is not your first situation, right? I understand that. I'm completely aware of that. And hearing the shit that you've been through, yes, you have a lot of shit that you need to deal with. But that's not going to happen just by you saying like nobody has the answer, right? Is what I'm trying to say.
No,
Right?
but it's getting me mad right now because I'm reading a comment that down there that somebody says I like the abuse. That is not true. People need to stop saying stuff like that because I don't like abuse.
Okay. Well, the comments is going to they're going to be ignorant.
yeah, you can't
You
help
can't go
them.
by that, right? Which is why we even dropped the whole panel in the first place. There was a lot of shit going on at one time, right? I think what I'm saying is, just at least for your safety and at least for the safety of your child. Clearly, we know we feel Jacob and Mark can handle themselves. We got it. We saw it in real time. We get it. But I think for the safety of you and your son, there's steps that you can take that you're not willing to take, i.e., a restraining order, i.e., calling the cops, and all this bunch of stuff. Okay, let me say this. In the comments, I get it. She's processing. She's doing this. She's doing that. I understand that. But he's also telling her, like, I'm here for you. Let's do this together. And she's still going around the issue. I think there's things that you can do in place right now to at least protect yourself from a legal standpoint.
I also think the big thing about it is like
So,
in the original clip, he said, "I'm gonna be gone. I'm out of here. I'm gone." And she said, "What does that mean?" And he said, "That means I'm gone." And
Give me a second. Can y'all mods? Yeah, okay, I understand people are doing the most in the comments. You can mute them for a second because I'm seeing y'all blocking people that I actually fuck with.
not me. I ain't touching nobody.
Y'all running amok, and I'm not like chill. Y'all blocking people that I actually fuck with.
I ain't touch it. I ain't touch nobody. Can I talk to her for a second, Jen? Just
I
for a
want to get
hot
this
second.
out. Let me get this out. I was trying to talk while Jim was trying to talk.
Let me finish my statement. That day in the car with him, he said, "I'm leaving. I'm out of here." You said, "What does that mean?" He said, that means I'm done. I'm out of here." Your response to him was, "Well then, So you're single? He said, yeah, I'm single. I'm done. You said, well, I guess I'm going to be single because you don't want to be with me, right, Miesta? Am I single? You don't want to be with me? You don't want to be with me anymore? That was right after he was currently disrespecting you before your sons got there. So that's why people are having a hard time, because even in that moment, you showed that if he still wanted to be with you in that moment, you would have still been with him in that particular moment. So that's it. That's all I was gonna say. I'm here for the comment, cousins. If y'all got a question, I'll be here. Go ahead.
Well, I'm reading the comments, so I don't want to keep bringing everybody up, and then because it gets overstimulating as fuck, and she already digging in her purse, and that shit's overstimulating.
Right. Let me just add before Capital goes down. I just want, love is a terrible drug, right? So I get that you may have loved him, but I don't have any kids. But your kids is crying out for you to leave this dusty ninja alone, and I think that should take precedent over everything. I don't know if you realize that you put your kids in the situation. Like your son could have been unalive at that moment, and I don't think that you have digested that. I think that that's the most imperative thing here. That if you go back to him, there's a bigger picture here. There's a bigger picture here. And I think that you really need to listen to your son, despite the fact that he is in his 30s. No parent want their kids locked up behind bars or buried 6 feet under. And we didn't know.
Before you do that, I want to make sure she's listening, because if she's not
Okay.
listening, there's no point. I'm gonna say, when she come back, you can finish. I want to say this before you. Okay, go ahead, Tudor. She's
I'm listening. It's just that my
Okay.
14-year-old
Yeah.
son's texting me. I'm gonna take him for a haircut. I told him I'm on my way.
Okay. Like I was saying previously, I really don't think that you are digesting how big this could have been. Your kids is practically crying out for you. Your son, Jacob, and his friend could have been unalive yesterday because of the decisions that you made. And I really think that you need to listen to them when they see things that you don't see. And I get that love is a terrible drug. I get it. I've been in love. I'm in love. I've been married 19 years. I understand. I really understand. But I've never been in the situation that you've been in. But if I have been, I think that I would listen to my kids. And I think that you need to listen to your son, Jacob. He is literally crying out to you, telling you to leave this man alone, because the situation could have been 100 times worse, Rosalinda. And I need you to just digest that. Your son could have been unalived or locked up for unaliving a man because of the decisions that you made. Now, true, Miesta was wrong in every aspect, but I think that if we make better decisions, the outcomes would be different. I think that you just need to see and listen to your kids. He is just begging you not to take this man back. Make better decisions in the future, because you put him in a situation that he should not have been put in.
I also want to say this before Capital goes and then drop quick. I've seen a lot of comments that are saying like that's not how abuse works. This, that, and that. We're aware. We know that everybody's individual journey to healing from abuse is different, right? Some people have been through it, so they're speaking from experience, so they can see the red flags that we're seeing right now. Yes, we will. We've been praying for her for the past couple of days. We will continue to pray for her. If she needs advice from anybody, I'm pretty sure there's other women on here that would love to give her some advice, and a village of people that will definitely rally behind her like we have been, right? For me, the most important person that she needs to listen to is right in this box right here, and that's not connecting either, right? This man could have either ended up in jail or unalive. Like Poker said, C-Rack heads are strong as a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I think what we're trying to say is we see it. we see you, we see the situation. You don't have to go through this alone either. She has to make the decision to leave. We get that. But I feel like at some point, maybe sometimes she didn't have somebody to tell her, hey, you don't have to keep doing this. Hey, you can walk away. What's your face? Stop putting that in the comments. It's the 17th time you put that shit and you're being mad ignorant and you my mod. That shit looks crazy. Don't piss me off. So, like I said, I think for a lot of people it was a joke in the sense of what happened to Miesta, but what led Miesta to that point was not a joke. We know that. The shit that she went through was not a joke. It was not a kiki. Nobody was laughing when it was happening to her. Now, what happened to him after the fact? Then yeah, shit, like it is what it is, right? But I think I think for her, for me, what I'm getting is that she's listening to respond, not to understand. That's what's not connecting with me. She's not listening to anything that we're trying to say right now, and shit, it might be new, like to her or whatever, right? It's a lot. But I think she needs to worry more about that 14-year-old that she needs to protect and make sure that he doesn't come around. Because even though he doesn't have a key, he still know where you live. So for you need to get an order of protection or something. So in fact, when he does come off that high and that eye opens up, because he probably can't even see, he probably can't drive enough to go over there because his eye's shut. So at some point, you also don't want your son, the 14-year-old, to grow up with the same trauma that he clearly has from all the previous relationships that you've been in. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, puppy. Go ahead, Kappa.
Okay. Oh, thank you for muting your TV. It was on volume 1000. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. I'm not even going to talk to her because she on teacup. I'm going to talk to the rest of the women in this comment section. I've talked about this on my live. When I was 15, about to turn 16, one of my best friends left somebody that was abusive, but didn't do it with a plan. So him and the brother went over to his house and they shot my friend in the face. Okay. The trauma of that happening still sits and resonate with my friend group to this day. Okay. It's something you'll never get over because you know that somebody that you loved and cared about walked this earth and somebody else decided they didn't need to be here anymore because they couldn't control them. Okay. So the first thing, Jacob, your mama needs to do before she make any decisions, y'all need to have a plan. Y'all need to have a safety plan. Secondly, what I want to say to you, Jacob, is you 30 years old, okay? I'm almost twice your age. I'm 20 years older than you. Jacob, you got the rest of your life ahead of you, okay? If your mother decides that she wants to do anything other than protect you, your other brothers, and your other little brother, then it is your job then to secure your little brother from your mom. That's it. That's all, ma'am. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just talking.
You guys
Okay?
are
I'm
making
talking
me
to
out
Jacob.
to be like I'm a bad person. I already
Okay, but
said I'm
listen,
gonna stay away from
I'm not
him.
trying to fight.
I
I'm not
know,
trying
but
to fight with you.
you
I'm
guys
not
are
trying to
hurting
fight
me
with
right
you.
now for no reason
I understand
whatsoever.
you hurt. I understand you hurt.
Okay, I
But I'm
understand
talking
I made
about,
bad decisions.
I'm talking about generational. I'm talking about you are creating generational trauma.
Yes, I
These
already know
boys have
that.
already,
You know what?
these boys have already said that you have went from one bad relationship to the next, to
Yeah,
the next, to the
and their
next.
father put me through 13 years of
Okay.
hell. You're right. You're right.
Okay, but ma'am, you stayed in them 13 years.
Okay, you're right.
You
I
stayed in
did.
them
You're
13
right. I
years.
did. I
Exactly.
did. I
Let
was
me finish my
married.
thought and then I'll listen to everything that you have to say. I'll listen to everything that you have to say. Jacob, you got the rest of your life ahead of you. You do not and should not ever put your life on the line for somebody that has residual comeback. Like if they keep putting themselves, if you just met me, Jacob, and you met me and I was on a cliff, and then you go 2-3 days down the road, I'm on a cliff again, you get me off, you meet me again, I'm on a cliff, you get me off. How many times you gonna do that? You're not gonna do that too many times, right?
That's
Well,
his
guess what?
mama.
But it
Nah, I'm
doesn't
gonna do
matter.
it time and
Your
time again
blood,
for my
hold on,
mama. That's
hypocrite.
his mama.
But I
Your
didn't know
blood can be
Brian was
toxic.
gonna do that
Your
to
blood
me.
can be toxic.
I didn't
And
know
we have to
Brian
call
was
out
going to
toxicity when
do
we
that
call
to
out
me.
toxicity. If you are a toxic parent,
your child have the right to walk away from you.
I'm not
If you are a
toxic.
toxic
I'm not
parent, your
toxic.
child has the right
I agree,
to
but
walk
that's still
away
his
from
But I'm
mama
you.
not
though,
a
Kappa.
I don't
toxic
That's
care,
still
and I
parent.
his
don't care how much
mama.
of a
Nah,
victim she
fuck
is.
that.
I'm
You
not
That's
a
still his
toxic
All
mama.
parent.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Can we calm down?
Hello.
Thank you. Can we?
in 30 years you ain't got it.
It's
This
going
boy
way
30
less.
years
Damn,
old.
Cap, let me
How much
finish.
abuse should he take?
I'm not a toxic parent. Stop
Okay, hold
saying
on.
that.
That's still his mama, and he defended his mama.
I'm not a toxic parent.
Okay, but
I
how much?
work.
How much?
That's up for him to decide. We can't put that time.
Muting me.
It's
Stop
I
muting
me.
me.
I didn't know Brian was
Oh,
gonna do this to
We
me, and
can't put that time restraint
I'm
on
gonna
him.
leave Brian alone. I'm gonna leave Brian alone. End of discussion. I'm leaving that man alone. I'm moving forward. I didn't know he was gonna do this to me. I'm
Okay,
done.
Rosalinda, let me
What?
hold on.
God, man.
Give me a sec.
She apparently was a good mama to him. She just made bad relationship choices. He is going to defend his mama.
Okay,
If she was a bad mama, he wouldn't have showed up, right? But if she was a bad mama to him,
thank you,
he wouldn't
Josh.
have showed
My
up,
phone
Kappa.
broke or some shit. Is my shit broke?
I'm not a bad mom. Stop saying that. I go to work.
Exactly.
I have
That's my point, Rosalinda. He would
You
have never
guys,
showed up.
hold on, $2. Jen is trying to
I
say
swear to
something.
God,
Everybody mute
my
up.
microphone not broken.
Everybody mute. Jen trying to
First
say
of
something.
all, okay. Number one, Kappa's opinion is Kappa's opinion. She's entitled to it. We get it, right? I understand that. He gonna step behind his mom and all this bitch shit that $2 say, right? I'm gonna say this, Rosalinda. As far as I'm concerned, clearly you didn't listen to the last 10 minutes of me monologuing to you for you to say that I was saying that you was wrong. I did say that in the beginning, but that's just because you just was not getting it, right? I understand that you have a lot of trauma that you have to work through, right? But you also got to do the work to get through it. I understand, and also I'm gonna say this $2. I understand what you're saying. This whole he gonna ride behind his mama, but at some point also, I'm as a mom, you can't put your kid. You continue to put your kids in the position that this whole situation could have went the whole other way. Is the point we trying to make?
I agree with that. But he has to make that choice. He has to say when it's enough. We can't put that on him.
No, he does not, $2. He not in the fucking relationship.
Yes, he
Let me
does.
hold on. Let
He
me
has to
listen.
say,
$2.
okay, I'm done with
Hold
dealing with my
on.
mom shit.
No, wait a second. Hold on. Wait a
He can't
second.
make
I'm gonna
that
let you
decision for
speak.
him.
I'm going to let you speak. Let me finish this because I haven't said anything. That man is not in. I'm gonna let you. Okay, I've been up here for the longest. I'm gonna let you speak. I promise.
Kate. She was here first. She was here first. She was here first. Give me a second. Go ahead, drop Queen. And then in order is drop Queen Polka and then Kate.
That's the reason why I'm walking away, ma'am. I'm not gonna stay in it, okay? I made a bad decision. I didn't know he was gonna be like this. Yeah, but I was married 13 years with those other people. And then my second son that I had two kids with was 2003 to 2018 because I believed in relationship and marriage. My second husband has a drug addiction, and guess what? He still does. And guess what? I wait. Can I finish saying? Two months ago, my daughter brought my ex husband to my house on drugs, and then they expect me to always be there for them. And I said, this is what I told everybody: I'm tired. I'm not going to be allowing myself to be run over no more. From this day forward, yesterday.
Listen to this. You just admitted to knowing a man for a little while and giving him a key to your
Stop
home.
calling me a lame ass woman, whoever's talking about me down there, because you don't know me.
Knowing
And
knowing
she is driving.
knowing a
She
man.
cannot drive, read the
This
comments,
is
and
this
respond
is
and
like
come.
this is like fucked up
Baby,
that
you
people are
gotta
calling me.
drive though. You need to drive.
I'm
Forget these
telling you,
comments. Forget coming off
you
mute.
should be
Just
leaving.
drive till you get where you gotta go. We just had
I gotta go
somebody.
pick up my. I gotta pick up my son to take him for a damn haircut. So we
Then
go to
put
a
that
fucking
phone
birthday
down. You
party
can't drive
now.
and read comments.
You can
Jen,
get
This is
she's
off.
so.
driving and reading
This is
comments.
like some
Rosalinda, just
bullshit.
end the
Hey,
live
Like
and
hey,
try to
Rosalinda,
drive.
Rosalinda,
Don't
listen,
drive and be
listen.
on here.
what?
Listen, it's
Rosalinda,
not
the victim
nothing
needs to
is
come
is
off the
as
line.
important as your safety right now. So you can
Like,
always come back. Okay, you can
what do you
always come
guys
back,
want?
Rosalinda.
What do you guys want from me? Like, come
No, no.
Right,
on
right
now.
now, Rosalinda, I want you
Right
to not
now,
drive and be
Rosalinda.
on live. I want you to get
Right.
off of live while you're driving. We will be here. You
We will
cannot
always,
be.
yeah. You can always come back. It's not that imperative. This conversation is not that imperative for you to be distracted from getting your son and focusing on the road. We already had one bad incident. So you can always come back. We got your son Jacob here. You can always come back, Rosalinda. It's not that imperative for you to be here at this moment.
I'm gonna put you down.
Yeah. The
Get
get your baby, get yourself together before you get with your baby. Take a moment, wipe your tears. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this is community. These are people who are really rallying around you and trying to offer you advice and direction so that you can make better decisions because your decisions impact not just you, but your baby, right? He's gone and I wasn't finished. You cut me off. Sorry. Okay, I just wanted to say
I'm
that
listening to all y'all and I'm hearing y'all. It's just I want my mom to know, like, there's a lot of women out here that pretty much got her back, but she has to have her own back in order for her to keep on going and not put herself in these you know stupid situations that can cost her life and possibly
well,
other
it'll
lives.
cost you your life, your other
Possibly your
brother,
life too.
yeah,
Shit.
your other brother, his life. So that's all I wanted to say.
Give me
I
a sec.
agree.
Give me
I
a
agree
second,
with
drop
you.
point. Cause can I help you?
Oh,
Who's
are you talking about
Me,
Can Oh, that is my
Jen.
14-year-old brother.
This
So
is
that's
her
your
other
brother?
son. It's her other son.
Boy, you was spamming in the comments. I don't know who you was.
Oh yeah, cause
Right.
like
I thought he was a fake
people
page.
keep
Me
talking about
too.
her. So
That's why
like,
I was like, what the heck? My
but
bad.
like,
If their
there's
mother
no
is
need for her to
grown,
be
they
up
have
here
to
though.
step away from protecting their mother if she's going to continue doing the same thing that she's done for years. Because all it is going to get them hurt or in
I
prison for her
disagree.
decision.
I wholeheartedly
It's
disagree.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. $2. You can disagree, but he doesn't deserve to unalive because it's his mama's bad decision. Because after he unalive, she's gonna get the next man who's
I
gonna
agree
be
with
doing the
that.
same thing.
I do agree with
So
that.
he has to. He has his life to live. He should have his own wife. He should have his own children. Children should not be responsible for protecting their
Oh,
parents
wait. Is
from
this the
themselves.
14-year-old?
Give me a second. That's what I was gonna
It
say. Can y'all
is.
give
It
me a
Oh,
is.
second?
bro, you can't be in here.
Her
This
from
18 and up,
herself.
son. We understand you want to participate in the conversation, but you too young, baby boy.
All right, but like, my mom don't need to be up here. So if she tries coming back up, just don't let her in. She has too much going on. She don't even know how to speak correctly. So
Well,
just
you
don't
what?
let her come up again. Don't let her come up again.
Okay.
Well, you
And don't
Got to
when
be
when
the
she come to
daddy.
pick you up, baby, don't let her be on TikTok driving and reading comments while y'all trying to get where y'all trying to go. But y'all didn't let me finish, Jen. You cut me clean, smooth off
I'm gonna
and
say
dropped
this,
me.
Cap, and I'm gonna drop. Y'all, they are protecting their mother from herself, not from men, but from herself, because she's the one continue to get in these toxic relationships, and she's just as toxic. She called Miesta bitches and the N word,
okay?
so she was about that.
Okay, we
So
got that part, but
yeah,
that
so
don't negate the fact that he didn't have to keep her hostage in the damn car.
no, I didn't say I didn't say he was right, but I'm saying she played.
Can y'all not touch?
Thank you. Even after him, until she heals, she's gonna get into another relationship like her ex-husband, her next baby daddy, and Miesta. She has to get therapy to get out of this. This is the only way she can get over it because she's using these relationships because this is what's familiar to her. She has to get out of it. Good luck to y'all.
I'm gonna say this right. Please give me a second to get it out. I do want to thank Jacob first of all for coming up here. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. This wasn't even supposed to be all that. We just wanted to come over. We just wanted him to come over here so we could ha and kiki about him beating his ass. Respectfully, that's how this started. Then he came over here. He's a very educated. We can tell he's a very educated young man. He explained the situation. We got a lot of clarity, which y'all didn't hear because a lot of y'all wasn't here. We got a lot of clarity about the questions that a lot of us had about how it even started, how he even got to that place, how the situation happened between him and his mom. I personally thought that his mom and Miesta was together for a lot longer than it was in fact, right? That's number one. Number two. The people on the panel, you are more than welcome to give your opinion as long as y'all not yelling at this lady. This is why I muted Kappa a couple times. I get it, Kappa. You're very passionate about this. You told us your story about what happened to you, so you can be very passionate. I get it, right? But I think in the midst of everything that she got going on, this can be a lot very triggering. And a lot of things that we forget is that not only is it triggering for the person that's on the panel going through it, it can be triggering for people that is in the comments, either the panel or listening from the hallway. That is number one. Somebody drop Mika, right? I know a lot of y'all think that I like to joke around. A lot of y'all think that I'm a clown, this, that, or third, whatever. But there's a lot of stuff that I do take seriously. I'm going to answer this question one time and one time only. And the person that asked me knows who I'm talking to. I don't get on here and judge no motherfucking body by what the fuck they've been through. And I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all what the fuck trauma I have been through. Respectfully. Do not question anything that I got going on. I don't have to come on here and tell y'all what I have been through and what I haven't been through to understand what somebody else has been through. Respectfully. What I said came from a place of somebody who knows what the fuck she's talking about. I understand that it's going to take time. I understand she needs to isolate from him, which is why my initial point was to get away from him, to take the necessary steps so he can't get near her. What I'm not gonna do is re-trigger myself. I swear to God, every time somebody says something against, well, have you been through this? Have you been through? Why do I have to tell you what I've been through for me to be giving advice? Care about you dearly, but don't question what I haven't been through. Sometimes, some of y'all do need tough love. Well, that coddling shit will get you nowhere. Sometimes, respectfully. I'm not even playing. Yes, she is going through a lot. I get that. What happened to her is dead the fuck wrong. Which is why he's sitting there, can't see from the fucking eye. Sitting there, couldn't eat not a piece of turkey yesterday because his mouth is all fucked up. Don't ask me what I haven't been through. This is a trigger for every fucking body. And I'm not mad at the person. I'm not mad at the people in the comments either. I'm just saying that shit is, don't ask me shit like that. At the end of the day, there's 900 and some people in this room. There's probably 500, 600, 700, 900, 1,000 people in another room, 500 people somewhere else, and 1,000 people somewhere else. And nothing that we say is going to help her until she wants help. I'll do some more. I'll put it down. We know that. It's not working. Until she's ready, nothing we say is going to help. We can give her the advice, maybe that shit will sit in the back of her brain. Because I don't know about y'all, but sometimes somebody would tell me something, and in that moment, turn down and
In the meantime, in between time, y'all tap the screen, share the live, give the host an get your daily heart meets, please, and thank you.
while she working on her kids and what she got going on, I wanted to talk to Jacob. What I was trying to say, and your mom came in and she started talking, was people will always say, but that's your mama, that's your daddy, that's your granddaddy, that's your auntie, that's your uncle. If they not enhancing your life, if they not bringing fruitful, honest to God love and enhancement to your life, baby, you've been going through this sound like for 30 years. I'd be damned if I give 30 years of my life to anybody that just can't get right. I'm sorry. Sometimes parents, and we need to understand that aunties, uncles, mamas, daddies, grandparents can be toxic. And I tell any kid that I talk to, if your parent is treating you or acting in a way that you don't think you want to be involved in, it is okay to walk away. You are not a built-in bodyguard. You were not brought on this earth just to keep putting yourself right back in the same situation. I am scared that the next man won't be me, Esther. He won't take the ass whooping and just go jump in his car and speed down the road with no plates, no brakes, no mirrors, no nothing, and get pulled over and all that. I'm scared the next man might pull something out and hurt you and your siblings. That's what I'm scared. I'm scared the next man gonna hurt your mama. But you know what? If she knows she always got that backup baby, she knows she can call y'all, then guess what she gonna always do? She not gonna be responsible for her. She's gonna be responsible picking the phone up, knowing you love her more than you love yourself, and you're gonna come running over there and you're gonna bail her out. Well, I want you to start. You don't gotta do it today, baby. Love your mama. Give her what you got. But I want you to start thinking about you first. It's time to put you first. It's time. 30 years, she ain't got it together, baby. It's time to put you first. And ain't nobody, including me, gonna judge you. It's your time now. And get your little brother and run as fucking far away as you can. Because that's toxicity. She should immediately said, oh no, he's done. I'm locking him up and I'm getting a restraining order. Ain't no guessing. Okay, I'm done. That's all I have to say.
For your mama by all means, but use sagacity.
Hey Jen, hey y'all, say this from again, just like some of y'all a place that know. Jacob, to your 14-year-old brother, and for y'all saying that this kid is 14. It don't matter the age when you got to sit on the front row. You don't have to be 18 years old to be on the front row. You don't have to be 18 years old to be in the courtroom. You don't have to be 18 years old. You don't. That's number one. I lost my mom to DV. For everybody saying give her time. As a child, you don't get the time. It's not a week before it hurts. It's not a year before it hurts. It's not a month before it hurts. The moment they tell you your mama is gone, it starts right then. It hurts right then. So to Rosalinda, I don't give two fucks what nobody's saying. You can't take tomorrow. You can't take next week. You can't take next month. My mama thought she had it too, till she was sliced from here to there and put in a creek behind her mother's house. Me and my brother will never be the same. My brother, as a man, had to step in and raise me. My grandmother had to step in and raise us. There's no such thing as keep waiting for abuse to stop. There's no waiting for you to get it together mentally to walk away. Yes, that's what the books tell you. Yes, that's what all that fucking says. But now my days are spent going to a graveyard. My days are spent not able to get a minute back because she couldn't take a fucking minute to say, I gotta walk away. So be cautious. Know who y'all talking to. Know what these kids have been through. Me and my brother went through it for years. You don't ever stop fighting for your mama. Even though she gone, I ain't never stopped fighting for my mama. The man who did it will never get peace from us. So the fight don't stop. Whether it stop with her or it stop with him or it stop with y'all, the fucking fight don't stop. So all this coddling ain't it. Jacob, you gonna have to be there for your brother regardless. Cause ain't nobody, even these people on this panel, this room of a fucking million, nobody gonna understand that shit but y'all.
What you get?
Well, I will say this. Thank you, Alicia, for sharing that with us. I know that shit was definitely hard. I do want to say this too for everybody in the comments, and everything else. If you are being triggered, it's okay to step away from your phone. It's a way to take a breather. Like I said, a lot of DV is not linear. It's not something where you can just say, okay, cool, I don't want it. I don't want it. Today is the last day. That doesn't work like that. A lot of us know that, right? I think it was seeing the different perspectives of different women. I think once she comes down off of it, once she settles down, and once she actually let that shit sit in, maybe she can, maybe she can get some help, maybe some therapy, maybe there's a lot of different resources. Now, I do want to say, Jacob, what started off as over here at least, when you came up, we were like, yeah, you did this. What started up as a joke definitely turned all the way fucking left. So I do just want to check in on you and see how you feeling, because this definitely can be overstimulating, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it can be. I mean, I've seen it since I was, 8 years old when she first met my stepdad and all that stuff. Well, Ezra's dad, to the point where, um, it got pretty bad. So,
Yeah, I'm not talking about now, just in general today about what happened for the past couple of days. And
it's just, I was more more worried about my 14-year-old brother, because I even told my mom, I said, who would have known if something happened to you, and now I got to plan for a funeral, I got to plan for this, I got to figure out all this crap that's going to happen to my 14-year-old brother, what I got to do for him, and just, you know, all the stress to the way the world, pretty much put on me, because I got a 4-year-old. So I got a 4-year-old son that I look at, take care of. That's my baby. But because my 4-year-old son loves his grandma too. So
can I say something? Okay, Jacob. Oh, number one, Alicia, I'm so sorry to hear what you went through, baby. You have my deepest and sincerest condolences. I don't know how long that's been, but that was a crazy story to hear. I'm so sorry. Jacob, to you, beloved. Love your mama. Be there for your mama. Take care of her as much as you can. But also understand that it is okay to love your mother from a distance. Okay? You can love her today, tomorrow, and every other day from the comfort of your home while loving on your child and your lady and going to work every day. It is okay to love her from a distance, right? At this point, the things that are happening are repetitive. It's kind of like, how long can you kick a dog before that bitch turn around and bite you type shit. At some point in time, there'll be a time for you to have to pay the piper based on her decisions. And that's not fair to you.
yeah, I understand that. Because it's me and my girl even told her, like, look, you're gonna find the wrong guy. You're gonna go somewhere thinking he's gonna do something, and you're not gonna be back, and you're not gonna be here anymore. Because I even told my girl, I was like, a couple weeks ago, I said, I don't know, I had a dream that my mom got shot in the head, and I said, I never have dreams like this.
See, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You have a family that you created yourself, right? And you saying that of course your son loves his grandma. Ain't no love like that grandma love. You know what I'm saying? But imagine your son was over there while all of this was happening. You see what I'm saying? The level of anger that you would have obtained probably would have landed you in prison if that shit was happening while your son was over there. But see, you have no control over what the fuck is going on in her house. You understand what I'm saying? That's all that I'm saying to you, baby. It is 100% okay to love your mama from a distance. At some point in time, and at this point in time, it's not even about you no more. You got a son. You got somebody to be here for. You have a lady. You have a family that depends on you day in and day out. And you gonna risk it all because your mom making bad decisions. How is that fair to you? If you can love your mama, just love her from a distance, baby. That's all I'm saying.
I do have a question though. Because I think also for me, I understand what y'all saying, and I wholehearted. Who is that? I don't even know who that is. I wholeheartedly agree with loving from a distance to a certain extent. But at the same time, I don't agree with him walking away completely because he still does have a little brother that clearly still needs somebody to take care of him as far as that, or keep him safe in that situation. So I wouldn't, right now, I wouldn't say that him moving all the way the fuck around was the right answer. I do think that maybe like some family therapy, some family counseling to get that together would be maybe a good first step, because it will give them the open space for them to be completely open, honest. Obviously, this is not the forum for them to get into their deep-rooted trauma and for him to tell his mama exactly how he feels, you know, or whatever, right? Obviously, for obvious reasons. So I think that for sure needs to be something that as a group and as a family, they would benefit from that. Yeah, Jen, I know. So, but I'm thinking more of the safety of the 14-year-old. I think, and I don't know your brother, Jacob. I genuinely don't. But from the 30 seconds he was on my panel, I can tell that he's growing up a lot faster than he needs to. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't want from him, because the way I grew up, I had to grow up real fast. Having these trust issues with anyone. Like, I even tell my girl these days, like, still, like, yeah, it was hard for me to like trust her in the beginning. I don't really trust anybody so quickly. Because I watch everybody's move, because what I've been through. Because I'm always expecting someone to do something wrong to me. Either it comes abandoning, or just something towards me. But
Right. No, and I think that's what I'm saying. Mac, how like she probably tells him stuff, but also just the mere fact that his first instinct is to jump in a panel with almost 1,000 people and like check us all on some like I'm a man type shit. Don't let my mama up here type shit. You can hear it in his voice, and you can hear what he's basically like. Nah, don't let her up here. She's been through a lot, and he feels like he needs to be the protector, and that's not his place. That's not a place of a 14-year-old. 14-year-old does not need to be, going through this and listening to this shit. Because honestly, like, I'm not gonna hold you. You probably been listening to all these lives, and they be talking about his mama crazy, and now he like, nah, but I got my mama fucked up, right? But at 14, that's a lot to bear. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want it to get to the point. The point I'm trying to make is I just don't want it to her to get to the point where then in another 14 years he's the one fighting in the street. Because again, it can be the complete opposite, and it might not go the way that it went with you. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
no, that's what I was gonna say. I think I understand the whole DV portion. I think for me personally, I think my perspective about this is very different. I think my focus isn't necessarily on her because of the mere fact that she is a grown ass woman. She's been through this a lot. It's very emotional for her, very triggering. But I think that it gets to a point where some steps need to be made. So my concern, genuinely and honestly, is not even her too much. It's more so her son, the 14-year-old, and him. Because also the way that could have went all the way left, and then he's not coming home to his 4-year-old now because of another person's decision. That's the part that's fucking me up, and that's the part that I'm just like,
So
I don't know what happened to Jacob, but Jacob, if you want to come back up, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to come back, if you don't want to come back, I appreciate you for coming. I appreciate you for being here. Genuinely, you said you've never been on a panel before, so I do thank y'all for being here. Whoever would like being here, appreciate y'all. Anybody else who had an issue with how I did it, then I'll do y'all baby.
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna drop it because I gotta go take care of something. Can we keep it a bean for a second? Um,
Yes, my backline is loud as a bitch. Y'all know I got 27 kids. Damn, y'all is ignorant. Fuck.
oh my gosh, shut up. Leave my niece and my nephew alone. Or nieces and nephews alone. Anyway, I'm gonna say this, but I feel like we need to keep it a beam. Ultimately, his 14-year-old brother is not his responsibility. However, that is his fucking brother. So be there for him. You understand what I'm saying? Because myself, I teach my children to stick together. My thing about it is this: his mom is a grown ass woman, right? She like in her 50s. If she got a 30-year-old, I'm almost positive she's in her 50s, right? We can't get it together enough to take care of this last baby that we got, right? This is your child, not your son's child. Let's just keep it. Let's like speak facts. You see what I'm saying? It's not his responsibility, Jacob. Okay, you're here. It's not your Your brother is not technically your responsibility, but that's your fucking brother. You know what I'm saying? So of course you're gonna be there for him. But at the end of the day, Jake, like that, your brother is your mother's responsibility. She's supposed to get it together and be there for her son. He got a 4-year-old. Jacob. Oh, okay. Jacob came back. Right. I'm sorry. You're all that I'm saying is, at the end of the day, your mother is. Well, I'm gonna say this because I don't want to say it to you specifically. Rosalinda's responsibility is to her sons. It is not the other way around. Your children are not supposed to take care of you or make sure that you are safe. And that's not their responsibility. It should not be that way. However, sometimes that's just how the fuck this shit goes. But at the end of the day, he still has a family that he needs to make a home to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be like, oh no, don't take care of your brother. But I am very much gonna say that that's not your responsibility. You definitely you created your own family. Taking care of your brother is not, unpopular opinion, his responsibility. That is his mother's responsibility. But since she can't get it together, be there for him. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever the fuck it is that you're supposed to do to make sure that your brother is straight. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, at some point, I don't know if Jacob, if you're gonna talk.
Oh no, I just said yeah. I was agreeing with her.
I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
at some point, I get that, okay, but I don't agree because, like, I understand that he does have, and people in the comments say he does have his own son now, and all that. Yes, of course, and his son will always be his priority, right? But at the same time, he didn't ask to be in that situation. So now we have another minor who's just out here willy-nilly that can then in turn make some rash decisions. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm thinking of the what ifs, right? And what if that was done at the house? And then his brother felt the need to intervene and do some crazy ass shit because he couldn't take on this big ass man.
Yeah, but I'm not speaking about the what ifs. I'm speaking about the facts. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going into what this could have happened and that could have happened, because if was a fifth, bitch, we all be drunk. Big facts. I'm not speaking about the ifs. I'm speaking about the facts. His brother is legally not his responsibility. At this point, though, I'm starting to feel like he should be. Like, maybe you should go to court and be like, I'm just going to get my brother, bro, and we're going to figure this shit out. But because this is repetitive for her. You know what I'm saying? Now, we could sit here and play the what if game all day long. But at the end of the day, the facts are that this lady was ultimately kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? This man would not let her go, calling her sons, talking about, oh yeah, she blowing this week and I'm fucking like, what? Like, what's like, what? No, your children don't deserve that. At this point, it's damn near like, okay, fuck it, take her to court and get this baby and go. You know what I'm saying? And go on with y'all life. Let her do whatever the fuck it is that she gonna do. I'm not saying like don't love your mother and don't take care of her, but love her from a fucking distance. This man got his own family to be there for. Love your brother, help your brother, take care of him. You know what I'm saying? Bring him over to your house a lot.
I mean, hey, everybody entitled to what they pay. She can definitely. I disagree, but that's just me. Jay, and then
Jen, what about me? What am I, chopped
I'm
liver?
bad. I thought you spoke already, babe. So Poker,
No.
Jay, and
Poker
then
can go.
Paul.
It's all
Sorry.
good.
Thank you. Actually, many of you guys have already said a lot of my sentiments, so I'm not going to be long up here. There are things that I want to address as it pertains to our comment cousins and people in the audience, because when we have a way of being hypersensitive when we're dealing with these sensitive situations, but we're too far on the opposite end of the spectrum. And so when people were talking to, and I'm not speaking in terms of like Kappa. I know Kappa wasn't, I know Kappa said she wasn't yelling at her, but she was raising her voice, and Rosalinda was not receptive of that. But in the conversations that we were having in terms of encouraging Rosalinda to cut him off, block him, not seek closure, those were very necessary conversations and things that needed to be said. And so for people to be accusing us of victim blaming because we're encouraging her to make better decisions after she was just in his panel today, after she was expressing that, not only has she been in relationship after relationship after relationship of being abused and exposing her children to this, she still had the door open for him. So if it's victim blaming to tell her to remove herself totally and to block him and to encourage her to take responsibility for her decisions, because ultimately she is not responsible for him kidnapping her and holding her in that car and disrespecting her, but she is responsible for the decisions that she make afterwards. So to continue to have him to be available for him to reach out to her after he has disrespected her son. Her 14-year-old son should never have a grown crackhead telling him that he's the one dicking his mother down. I'm sorry. Let me clean it up. Let me clean it up because I'm pissed off because y'all more worried about her feelings than y'all worried about that baby. But based on him having to be an adult at 14 years, if you fast forward, if he doesn't get the help that he needs, he's going to be the same man that you guys complain about on this app being trash because this is what he sees. She said it herself. My 14-year-old sees other men disrespect me and now he's doing it too. So we have to find the balance in these conversations. We have to be mature enough to have these conversations because they are necessary. As women, we have the agency to make decisions. If she can choose to be with a man, nobody can stop her from choosing who she wants to be with. Surely we can have the conversations about how to pick better, because I question anybody who saw Miesta on this app. They started kicking it in August. From the moment that he touched down on this app, he was a flaming red flag. He would get on here high, jumbling, mumbling in the middle of the night. He's like not even making coherent sentences, right?
But you know what's crazy about that, Poker? It's like them females that the prisoner done unalive 15 motherfuckers, but he can't.
Yes, y'all. That's what I was saying, Poker. Thank you so much. That's what I was saying. Listen, while y'all talking about
I don't think
feelings,
she was done, Kappa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Poker. No, I was just saying, listen, that's Poker. Poker, you encompassed it.
You've been waiting for your 3 hours. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The only thing is our decisions are not, we got to get out of this hyper individualism. Our decisions are, it is her life, but guess what? Her life and her decisions impact her kids. And just like when Jacob started telling the story about the situation with the needle in her arm, she got triggered. She didn't want to talk about it, but guess what? That's his story too, because he had to go through that. Even this situation, don't take it lightly when he said he thought that man had unalived his mom. He didn't know what was going on. So what kind of trauma and impact is that for her 30-year-old son, who not only has to take care of his family, but now he has to worry about what if this man, he thought that day that man had unalived his mom, right? So we have to make better decisions as women. There's a such thing as things being non-mutually exclusive. Acknowledging her decisions does not invalidate her being a victim in that situation. But we have to have the conversations about us as women identifying these behaviors and making the right decisions so that we are not victims and that our children are not victims and having to deal with the consequences from things that we could have avoided. That's all I want to say.
And then Jay, and then Powell, and Jacob, you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
First and foremost, thank you, Jen, for holding this space. I think this is important. It was it's pretty dope. Jacob, also, thank you for being here, brother. I even seen that you're a truck driver, man. Look, I almost ended up driving for Swift too. So I'm familiar with your word a little bit on that. But what I wanted to say to you about all that is this, and I want to be able to say it to you as a man, two grown men speaking. What you lived through and what your younger brother is living through, even though sometimes we know it, it bears being heard out loud. And what that is, it isn't normal. And it's damn sure ain't fair. No son should have to stand between his mom and a man who is supposed to love her. No son should have to learn about relationships through fear, through shouting, through apologies that were never meant in any way towards change, or that sound like someone that's supposed to love her being hurt. You shouldn't have needed that, man, to be a protector before you ever had a chance to truly be a kid. The thing that's most important about that, though, is understand that you're not trapped in that story. It's not your story. You're allowed to heal differently than she did. You're allowed to love in ways that you never probably really saw. You're also allowed to set boundaries without feeling like you are abandoning her or your younger brother. You're allowed to build a life that you don't have to be in defense all the time for, man. You can be a protector without being consumed by protection. You can be strong enough without carrying everybody else's weight, especially when you have to carry your own now as a father. You deserve relationships, brother, that don't remind you of the chaos that you grew up in. You deserve a love that doesn't make you choose between being safe and feeling needed. You deserve all that. You deserve to rest. You deserve to be, I don't know, man, by the later of your life, you deserve to be held. And not always the one breaking down in these battles, inside or outside the home. To this point, what we've heard is you've survived something that could have hardened you completely. And instead, you're still capable of care, of loyalty, of love. And I think that's something about your character that I think is beautiful, brother. And now, of course, as a man, after seeing all that, you get to choose what kind of life you want to build. Not based on what you saw, but based on what you needed. Based on what you wanted to receive, you know? To your mom, if she is listening, I'll just say a few things and I go on mute. Sister, you deserve to feel safe and valued and loved. What you've been through, it doesn't define what you're allowed to have. Of course, we understand patterns and patterns of the type of men that you've been with over and over again. It doesn't necessarily constitute failure. Usually, that means there's something in your past that isn't healed or acknowledged. And that's something that you have to find a way to sit down with. It's really easy to confuse chemistry with compatibility when you've been conditioned to accept chaos. Choosing differently sometimes it feels uncomfortable, you know, because your body isn't used to that peace yet. But you're not broken. Your blueprint might have been shaped by people who didn't treat you right. And now you deserve to treat yourself right. That's all I got for now.
I want to say y'all is so unserious in these motherfucking comments, but go ahead, Jacob.
Oh, I know. I was reading all the comments, but yeah, I mean, thank you for that, man. To be honest, it's making me a little teary-eyed, and thank you for talking to my mom too about that she deserves to feel loved. I mean, I even tell her, she needs to just sit with herself and be by herself, love herself first before she decides to start giving any love to anyone else. because
I agree with that.
the only person who's going to love you is you. So I just told her, she just focus on my brother, make sure he becomes a young good man he needs to be. I mean, I know there's times where she be calling me up and say, "Come over here and take his damn Xbox away from him." But then there'll be times where she'll be calling me, "Can you give it back to him?" I'm like, "No, I ain't giving it back to him because you already called me and I ain't returning it back." Until I feel
Right.
like he deserves it back. Not, oh, it's 2 days, because that's not a punishment. That's a little timeout, and then all right, you gotta go back doing what you're doing. Because I even told her, I said, "Mom, you kind of give my brother a little leeway more than I did." Because when I was younger, when I was his age, a girl wrote me a note at 14 years old, and I never got it, and my mom got it, and I got my butt beat for it. And I'm like, I didn't even write it.
Right. No, so like I said, it's growing up in that chaos, brother. It could warp your mind on not just relationships, but life itself, and you don't even realize is affecting your relationships until it come back and hit you. Even worse, some people don't even recognize it until they see it in their kids, and it come back to hit them. And depending on when it manifests itself in in your kids, it's harder to reverse that. So there's a level of responsibility that we have to remain cognizant of the things that we've seen, that we've heard, that we've been through, to not repeat it subconsciously. I understand what everybody has said about you, being there for your mom. I also understand what everybody said of you choosing yourself. The balance between that is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. And it's probably going to come to a point to where you say, you know what, Mom? I love the hell out of you, but not this time. And that's going to be hard as shit. But at some point, you're going to have to, it's unfortunate that it's been given to you this way, but you're going to have to choose which way means the healthiest for you and your family.
Yeah.
I will say this though, because your brother was still in here. I think I need him to understand as well that I understand that he wants to protect his mom just the way that you do. But that's not your job, babe. You are still a child, and you have other things you need to worry about, i.e., school, education, just being a genuine kid and having a childhood. And which is why I said I think family therapy would definitely be beneficial for y'all, because there's just shit that dynamics between y'all that are blurred. There's a lot of dynamics between y'all that are blurred in the sense of like you're acting like the dad when you should be the big brother and all this other stuff. Y'all get on my fucking nerves. So I think that needs to be addressed too, and Jacob also has his own, like you said, his own family to focus on. And, I don't know. I think there's a lot of shit that needs to be addressed and a lot of red flags. But for me, I think the most important part is for her to set boundaries from this man. Because he's very dangerous. We saw it that day. This man was driving 130 miles an hour on a highway with no license, no insurance, no fucking license plate, no nothing. And clearly the cops did give no fucks. So she has to find some way to protect herself. Whether it's going to the cops in that jurisdiction, there's more than enough evidence of the abuse that he put her through in a matter of an hour that we were looking at. We've gotten people on this damn app that got a fucking restraining order for less. A lot less. Let me not be messy. This ain't the time. So I think that at this point, as a grown woman, if she really does want help, she needs to put her foot down. She needs to get away from messy talk. Number one, I'll tell you that much, because we'll drive anybody to the fuck crazy over here.
You see, Jen, I think Jen over here might have helped, because it was here in this live where she said that she was going to get help, and it sounded like she was moving closer to. She actually said in this live she did resolve. She said, "I'm not dealing with him anymore." She did say that. Now, she did have that Freudian slip where she said, I just want to be left alone with him. But she might have just misspoke because she under pressure, under a lot of stress. But I felt like we made some progress in this live. But I have my own. I'm not going to switch to the situation about the police officer. I was getting ready to talk about that, but I'm going to nix that. But yeah, Messy Talk, actually, I do want to come in because people talk a lot about us in this space. But there is a lot of good that comes out of this. Hopefully, out of the almost 1,000 people that were in here, it opens someone else's eyes that are not visible to us to have the courage or spark that thought to where they may need to remove themselves from violent situations or toxic situations. And hopefully they can see how their behavior impact the people that they love. Like we do a lot in this space. And this was a very good live. It was a very healthy live. There wasn't any, I don't think anybody demeaned her. And if she's still listening, I want to be clear that the conversation that we're having today about this situation is not totally reflective of you as a mother. No one is saying that you are a bad mother. Life is not black and white like that. Motherhood, parenting, family is not black and white like that. If I had to think of a quick analogy, I would compare it to being a house, right? And we have walls and we have windows and we have doors as protective measures to keep what's in the house safe. You have a few windows that are broken, right? That doesn't mean that the house is unlivable, but we got to get them windows fixed. We got to close up the areas that allows outside dangers to get inside of the house. So that doesn't mean that you're not a loving mother. That doesn't mean you're not a protector. We know that you go to work. We know you work long hours. No one's questioning if you love your kids. Obviously, your son's willingness to look for you after he couldn't find you, he went through the steps of pinpointing your last phone location. Obviously, your son being willing to do that is a reflection or an indicator that they love you. That's not the issue. You can be a good mother and you can still make poor decisions. But guess what? If you become aware of them, you can get the help to help you make better decisions. That's it.
So one other thing I wanted to say before Kappa chimes in. And I want to make sure I'm saying this to her mom because I'm almost certain she's still listening. I understand that she, if it felt a bit too heavy and she had to remove herself, I would understand if there's a lot going on with her mentally right now. Some of the things that I would say to you is people don't just repeat partners, right? What you repeat are environments. If you're raised in some shape, form, or fashion in chaos feels like home. You keep choosing the same type of man because someone once taught your heart that this is what love feels like. So it may not be 100% your fault, but this is some level of conditioning that you have to find the anchor to and pick it up. Your body is trying to resolve an old wound by replaying it over and over again. And that's not weakness. That's just simple human psychology. I think if you've never been loved gently, gentle men, if you will feel unfamiliar. But unfamiliar doesn't mean unsafe. And this last situation with this man, because I'm going to say this again because I feel like people forget. This man who's calling himself Niesta because when he first got on here, he was misspelling Mr. And people started to call him that. That's incredible. Everything he got on Thanksgiving, he deserved. As a matter of fact, he deserved a little more.
I was actually going to say that again. I think, first of all, the music is frying me. I'm not going
Hey, look, I keep telling y'all, this room, the music plays onto this device. And I actually forget it's on until y'all mention it. So it's just a big playlist of like 200 songs that just shuffle. So, but this space I build this space so that I can feel safe and comfortable in my own space.
I really do love that. I will say this to you, Jacob. I think, I'm pretty sure this is not what you expected at all. Like, you literally just did what your instincts told you to do as a son and as a protector. And it just so happened that over 2,000 people and more saw you do it, right? I think I'm gonna say this on behalf of the women that he has disrespected on this app multiple times. Thank you. I feel like even though he was on that bullshit, that you know what I'm saying, once he comes down from that, it's gonna be a humbling experience. But you can't talk to nobody crazy no more after you done got your ass handed to you on this motherfucking app. As much shit as you talk, as much shit as he talk, as much shit as he threaten women on here, yeah. Respectfully, as far as me is concerned, the 3 times out of the year that I go live, he ain't welcome over here. He's not welcome over here. Yeah, anybody else can do what they want with their platform. I'm not fucking with it. For the mere fact that men like him prey on women like her. I'm pretty sure if she's this open about her trauma to us, she was very open about her trauma to him, which is in fact why he even thought it was cool to do some shit like that to her. Because he knew that she was gonna accept it. He was gonna try that shit with some other bitch like somebody else that was gonna curse his ass the fuck out. Okay? So respectfully over here, he not welcome. Anybody else who does platform him and continue to fuck with him, I'm side-eyeing the fuck out of you. Especially if you're a woman. But again, Jacob, I do want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being open with us. I know that we are a whole bunch of strangers that you did not need to talk to us to. I do want to say shout out to everybody that was in the room. Shout out to all the tabs. Thank you for everybody for the lovely gifts. Thank you for everybody that gifted Jacob. He deserves nothing, no monetary, there's no monetary value that can, compensate what he did, nor did he do it for that. But just the fact that y'all poured into him as we should, and as he deserved, I love that for y'all. Even though we are a dysfunctional ass motherfucking family on here on Messy Talk, we will step the fuck up. As far as your mom is concerned, I think not everybody likes people to pray over them, but I'm pretty sure that there will be people praying for her, wanting her to get better. I'm pretty sure there's going to be spaces that she's more than welcome to come in. I'm pretty sure there's going to be people reaching out to her on the back end that she can talk to. I really do wish that she would get better, not only for herself, but also for her son. I think it's very important that her safety, nonetheless. Your mom definitely, like Polka said, seems like a very lovely lady in the sense of she has a lot of feelings, she has a lot of emotion. And like I said, being a good parent is not linear. That shit don't come with a handbook. Y'all can hear. So I think that there are some women that can definitely, help her out. And I hope she finds that. I hope she finds her safe space. I genuinely hope that she blocks him. She blocks anybody like him. And that she doesn't end up in this situation again. Because I think that there's a lot of women who are no longer here behind ignoring a lot of red flags.
Oh, please move that cafeteria. We can't talk with that cafeteria. The school lunchroom in the background. Jacob, I just want to say, and don't ever think that I was disrespecting your mama. Like I said, I'm older.
No,
baby.
I know where you're coming from. I heard it, the power in your voice, and I took every word.
Okay.
I heard it. I know my mom didn't want to hear it because I know.
Yes, what I was about to say. Yeah, she wanted to cut me off because she knew where I was going with it. Yeah,
it's we're with you, but it's time you got to grow up.
Okay, you receiving it. Listen, I ain't telling you to do it today. I ain't telling you to do it tomorrow. But at some point in time, I want you to put you, your girl, and your baby and your little brother first. Not because mom keep putting you in these situations. It's not your job to go over there and take his Xbox or go over there and discipline him. You're not her husband. You're the other son. Because those have lasting effects on your relationships and your dynamics with your little brother. You have the right to have the relationship you want with the people around you, and no one should dictate or manipulate. I have several children. None will come and discipline the other. I also grew up in a family of 6. My oldest brother being 20 years older than me, he's never come and disciplined me. You see what I'm saying? Like, my parents kept very strict family dynamics. You have the right to set your family up and your life up the way you want it. And I know we owe this. Don't get me wrong, bro. You disrespect my Dukes, yeah, I'm gonna probably do the same thing. You know, all this advice I'm giving you gonna go out the window. My mother's deceased though, but I'm saying if she was here, so I feel you. I feel that fire and that anger when you thought your mama was in that type of danger, right? You've come through for her. You have saved her. Okay, so now it's time to have that conversation with mama and set your boundaries up when you're ready. When you're ready. You need to have a conversation with mama and you need to put some boundaries in there. Okay, because if she keep choosing that same situation over and over again, you have the right to choose not to participate in it. And don't let anybody ever tell you or guilt you and make you think parents can't be toxic, because they sure as fuck can. They are the most toxic. Our parents are the ones that hand us the generational trauma. We don't create it. They give it to us. You got a right not to have that, because now you got a baby that you definitely don't want to pass this down to. I don't want your 4-year-old seeing grandma get thumped on, and I don't want to see you go home to your child crippled up, hurt, or even worse, in a casket. Nah, he deserves his dad. So you gonna give him his dad. And what you gotta do is you gotta put a boundary in with mama. And if anybody tell you wrong, bullshit, send them to me. Send them to me. Send them to me. I let people stay in my life way too long. Toxic aunties and uncles, and I never checked them. I never said anything, and then I realized y'all toxic as fuck. I started cutting them off. I had to cut some of them off. It's okay to let people go. Sometimes they stay in your life way too damn long, and ain't nobody got to walk in your shoes. You deserve to be safe and happy and whole. And if somebody ain't adding to your life, Jacob, they taking away from it. And I don't care who it is. You paid your debt to your mama by being a successful 30-year-old man with a family of his own. Your debt is paid in full. You heard me. Now go live your life, baby. Go live your life. We care about you. Come back if you need us. All right, y'all, I'm finna drop. You welcome, baby.
Amen, Kappa. Amen. And for man, Kappa just said so much, and it's so real, because the reality is too, you know, when you have those family members that are toxic, part of the issue that a lot of people are dealing with when they find it very hard to remove toxic people from their lives, and it could just be like just the bad behaviors, is because you've been conditioned to accept it. You've been conditioned to deal with it as normal, ignore it, move around, just, you know. And so when we have the people that we grew up with as kids that demonstrate toxic behavior and expose us to these things, we begin to build a tolerance. We get used to it. So then when we grow up in our adult lives and we see people who also are manipulative, they're liars, we don't have the urgency to remove them with immediately. We begin to tolerate it because we accept it as the normal. That is not normal, guys. You know, and this is, I'm not talking specifically to this situation or even with Jacob and his mom. I'm talking about, this is what we see in our community day after day. When people, you know, people even in the comments today were saying, oh, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Nobody ever said that what is necessary is going to be easy. But that doesn't remove the fact that it's necessary and it needs to be done with urgency. But okay, good night. Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah, I say this and drop too, Jen. And I want to reiterate again, thank you so much for holding the space. And Jacob, you being here strong as fuck. So I appreciate that too. Last thing I say to you, brother, is I kind of reiterate some things. What you went through is something no child should have to experience. It's, even growing into adulthood, adults shouldn't have to see that with their moms either. Watching the person that you love most be hurt and feeling like you had to be a shield, that's not fair. That leaves marks. Even if you don't talk about them, that leaves marks. And the other thing I want you to know is this: you didn't fail her in any way. And you don't owe anybody that version of yourself that had to grow up too fast. What happened, I'm sure, shaped you in many ways, but it doesn't have to define the type of man you continue to become. You can protect your heart without hardening it. And you can also love without repeating the past. And with all of that, you can be there for your mom without inheriting her pain for your own. There's a way to separate that, and you can do that. With that being said, brother, I'm going to speak it in existence. I'm going to continue to speak success for you. I see it. And I just want to see you win, brother, and continue to be a human being, not just a man. Be the best human being you can be. Y'all be good.
Well, I do want to say this is not my bingo card for today at all. Again, Jacob, there is no amount of ways that I could say thank you for coming up here. I think a lot of us got a lot more clarity as to not only the dynamic between you and your mom, but just the person that you are. We was literally just joking around like that's the boy who put hands on. Yeah, no, we can tell that you're a lot more than that. And I think that you are an example to follow in that sense, right? I think there's a reason why a lot of us mothers get boys and our boy moms in that sense, because sometimes we need that. And I think that I do want to give thanks to God and thanks to you that you were there for her and were able to get to her in time. Because like I said, we didn't know what could happen or however that went. I just want you to know that you should be basically proud of yourself for getting there in time. I do hope she finds peace away from him and away from any other man that comes into her life that is just like him. And I hope your brother also finds peace too. But definitely all the praises to you for being him and for knocking him the fuck out. Because we sick and tired of his ass over here talking shit.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I'm still hearing that he wants to smoke or he wants to press charges. I'm like, if he wants to, this time fight, I mean, I give him a fair fight with, if you want to put gloves on, I got extra gloves. And he said he wants to post it live. I'm like,
no, don't do it, Jacob. The motherfuckers got superhuman strength when they be on that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Don't do it. You already got him. You got him good. Did you see the video?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I was like, oh man, there's my gut. Hold on. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. But no, I don't know if I'm southpaw. I used to do a little bit boxing and wrestling, but that's about it.
Sir, you did that. That was you. I think you good. I think you got him. Now I'm going back to being the fuck nasty. You did that, okay? You already got him. So if he won another fight because he lost. Because had he thought he won, he wouldn't want another fight. He won another fight because he lost. And he got that ass tapped. No.
Yeah, to be honest, when I was there and he said, oh yeah, I'm live, and I totally forgot all about that. I did not know that thing was going on. I was like, I was like, I know he said he was live, but I didn't really believe it at first.
Definitely were live. We saw the first couple punches. We saw it because the phone was like face up and y'all was tussling, and then I don't know after that. But we saw the first couple punches when you had it. So at this point, don't give him another fight because he lost. It is what it is. You did your big one, and you should have caught the other one.
Yeah, because I know some of my family were like, "Oh yeah, you could have went to jail," and I said, "Well, to be honest, I've never been to jail, never got a ticket, never been into trouble with any cops. So being in jail for 2 to 3 days, I told them was like me being at work for being truck driving. So it's nothing biggie to me at first. I'm like, I understand. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, but it's not a problem as when I'm trying to defend someone or defend my family.
As I'm saying, you rescued your mom. It is what it is. He can't get his lick back. Tell him no. He can't.
I even told my job, well, this picture that I have, yeah, I was with Swift. I'm with a different company, but this company, my head honchos already knew the matter just in case. And I already told them, like, yeah, if I get arrested and all that, I'll be okay with my job. They're like, nah, you still be good. So.
But no, we don't give no lick backs. You that's it. He should have handled that shit when he had the chance. Fuck that. That's why I say there needs to be steps in place to protect not only you a grown man, clearly you can protect yourself. We seen it, right? But I think just for the safety of your brother, there needs to be like legal parameters of him